Is here, and he's our second fastest. Drives the number 22 Shell-Pennzoil Ford for Penske Racing, and as I mentioned to Brad a second ago, another strong qualifying effort from the folks over at Penske. It seems like every time we've had a qualifying session, you know, you've been in the media center afterwards just about every time, and certainly having an outstanding season with 2 wins. Just talk about how things are going for you here this weekend at Pocono and your outlook for Sunday's race.
Yeah, my Shell-Pennzoil Ford's really fast, and felt like that as soon as we unloaded today that, you know, we were loose, but, you know, the car had still a lot of speed in it. So I'm still huffing and puffing from running over here. Sorry. I ran from pit road. It's a long ways, but, you know, we definitely made some good adjustments. When your car's loose and it still had speed, and we knew we can tighten it up and get some of that speed back. And qualifying trim, we were decent, and then when we went into qualifying itself, felt like the first lap was really good. There's some things I could have done to make it a little bit better, so a couple little adjustments we could have done just to tighten it up a little bit probably would have helped. So we just made those little adjustments and tried to keep up with the cycles on tires and as we burn fuel off the car. And, you know, anytime you win the first 2 sessions, you feel pretty good about, you know, what you're going to have in the third. And ran the third session really hard. Felt like we nailed the setup, nailed the balance. Felt like I actually nailed the lap on all 3 corners. And I was pretty confident, like I said, really, really confident that that was going to be the pole. And then we got beat. So that's frustrating. I saw a stat on TV a minute ago, which wasn't exciting, but it's our 6th front row start this season, which is good, but there's only 1 pole out of that. So the second sucks. To be honest with you, but you know, it's still something to be proud of. We've made the final session in each qualifying session besides the super speedways. So any track that handling comes into, we've made the final session. We're very proud of that with our whole team, Penske, and Brad obviously qualifying well, even making an extra run. He still qualified up there in 3rd place. So we have 2 fast race cars. I felt like the 41 was one of the fastest cars also. And I thought he was going to be the guy we're going to be racing for the pole, but Kyle definitely laid down a good one because I thought my lap was damn near perfect, and then he got beat, or I got beat. So it's kind of a little frustrating, but overall, like I said, it's a good starting spot, good pit box. Clean air here is very important, so if we can have a good start and try to dictate the strategy from there.
Questions for Joey Logano? If you have one, raise your hand. Questions for Joey? Right here, Scott has one.
Scott Walsh from the Scranton Times-Tribune. Joe, you probably get asked this every time, you know, when you come in here after qualifying. But between you and Brad, what has it been about qualifying? What has it been maybe about this format that you guys have seemed to really master?
I don't feel like it's the format because the 22 car has done a good job at having a good setup the first session. And we've always been really fast the first session. Brad is kind of the other way around. His first session is usually not as good, and he gets good by the 3rd, which he showed again today. He keeps progressively getting better, and we kind of stay about the same, but we start pretty good. So we push each other a lot in that way. You know, we push them to be better the first round. They push us to be better, you know, as they, you know, go into the 3rd round. They keep getting better. So we're able to see what we do differently, and I think that helps us because we can, one's good in one area, one's good in the other. So we can see both of that. I think we work together very tight. I think both our crew chiefs are super smart, and we both, you know, they both kind of know what works for each driver. You know, yeah, our cars run very similar each week, but our setups are still fairly different between the 2, and they both run the same speed. So Todd kind of knows what I like. Paul knows what he likes, what Brad likes, and kind of are able to, you know, kind of make sure we stay in the right area of what works for us, but still be able to swap quite a bit of notes and kind of know what works for both of us. And I think having that communication and understanding what works and what doesn't work for a particular driver is very important for us. So I think that's what's keeping both our cars fast, not only on qualifying, but, you know, on race day too.
Over here to this young lady.
Hi, Joey. Holly Golombeski, drafting the circuits. Since you first started racing here at Pocono, it's changed a lot over the years. How would you describe the evolution of Pocono Raceway?
It changed a lot when they repaved it. That was definitely a completely different racetrack. But when I first started here, it's when you know, obviously the old asphalt, but we had the new asphalt in turn 3, just in that strip in the 3rd lane, and everyone would run up there. And then towards the end of that, right before they repaved it, you can kind of run to top or to bottom and be pretty much the same speed. And that's when it was a lot of fun. It was really cool that you can run kind of way high or way on the bottom and do some different things with your race car that, you know, you couldn't do anywhere else at any type of racetrack. So that was always a lot of fun. But now they repaved it. It was really smooth when they first repaved it. And now the bumps are starting to come back. You're starting to get some big swells in 1. You're getting the choppiness in turn 2 that we used to have. There's even a bump in 3 that's starting to work in. So that's good things. I think that's all good things to see. The track's lightening up in color, which means it's wearing in, which is a good thing. So hopefully we'll start to see some more tire fall off as we you know, kind of go for a few more years here. But I think the racing's only going to get better. The track's only going to get wider as it wears in. And I think it's all good things. So they did a really good job repaving this. And I was one of the first cars on the racetrack when we came up here to do the tire test. And it's definitely changed a lot since then. But I've talked to some of the track officials on the way they repaved it, and on the you know, the stone they used in the asphalt was the same stuff they used before. So I think in time it'll go back to, you know, the old Pocono, which is awesome. But it's still fun to have a, you know, a track with a ton of grip in it we can go really fast on right now too.
Go ahead, Zach.
Zach Sternhill for the Pocono record. It seemed like a lot of guys were loose through 1. I know Edwards hit the wall coming off there. Boyer almost lost it. Is that just from driver setups, or was it something consistent with the racetrack?
I was free there too, but I wasn't as loose as those guys, obviously. So I'd say it's mainly setup, but it is a corner that you're typically loose off of. And I don't really understand why, because you build, you kind of go up a hill, so you kind of build load in the car as you go up the, you know, up the corner, off the corner, but you're going uphill. So it's not like the banking's going away and it's making the car get loose or anything like that, but it's weird because it does build freer as you go off the corner, and it doesn't make sense, but it does, and it's a common trend, I think, throughout the whole field. It's just how you deal with it.
Other questions for Joey? Anyone? Well, Joey, congratulations on another strong qualifying effort, and good luck Sunday here at Pocono.
Great. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.